Welcome everyone to another episode of Football Armchair Experts, where we pretend to know everything, but actually we know nothing. I guess at the end of the season, we'll be looking back upon match week 32 as one that probably might be a defining weekend for the top four race and the relegation battle, but maybe not quite so much. The title race is still very much up in the air. But of course, we'll be looking forward to the Easter weekend as well, with our four experts here: Liverpool fan Imran, Chelsea fan Robin, Newcastle fan Manjun, and I myself, Mark. I'm a Fulham fan. We'll of course start with the big game, Liverpool 2, Manchester City 2. I think all of us and a lot of you would have watched the game.
So I think according to most people's plans, I think it's like, and it totally lived up to its billing lah. So it's what you would have expected from a Liverpool Manchester City game, which is what we have been seeing from these two sides for the past few seasons already. So even for the first game of this season, it was also 2-2 at Anfield. So now the reverse fixture also have 2-2. So this just shows how close both sides are. And it doesn't, yeah. And I think to say that Liverpool is a wasted opportunity for Liverpool, I think can't really put it that way also, because I don't think anybody. I mean, like for Liverpool supporters, you go into it wanting to win, but you don't expect to like run up, like win. It's like maybe if you're lucky or what. But so I think a draw is a fair result, especially on the day itself. Right? When you look at the form, when Liverpool didn't play as well as Manchester City in larger parts of the game. But I also wouldn't say Liverpool were lucky. I think it's really just two quality sides going at it. Even if you don't play well, there are players that are good enough to score goals even if you're not playing well, and to be able to hang in the game out, which is what Liverpool did, and come back to equalize. And in Manchester City's case, I mean, they've been the top club in England for quite a while already. So I think there's nothing you can take away from how good that game was.
Okay, I guess on the flip side, Man City manager Pep Guardiola also after the game also said that kind of with Man City's chances, especially in the first half, and of course Real Madrid at the end, felt like they let Liverpool off the hook. I have to ask Robin, do you feel there's a little bit of that kind of sentiment having seen the balance of the game?
Yeah, I think so. I think City would have felt like they should have won the game, having been in the lead and then conceding so early in the second half. But yeah, I think when you look at the balance of everything, right, I think a draw is a fair result. Although I personally do think Man City played really, really well. I was super impressed, or rather quite surprised and shocked at how Liverpool didn't really turn up for quite a bit of the game, especially the first half. Like, wow, they were really packed back quite a bit. But yeah, I think it was a very good game for neutrals at the end of the day, lah. So I'm not complaining. I think both teams will be happy with a draw, actually. Status quo, just keep winning the rest of the games and then see who slips up first. Yeah, actually, I think I heard Gary Neville talk about the Liverpool run-in, how we feel like the teams they face is traditionally tougher. But then he talked about the form of teams like Everton and Man U, and then like, are they really big games? Are they really difficult games? Not necessarily so. I think that's quite interesting. But I think it's fun. I'm happy there's a draw and it's a score draw, not those kind of cagey, boring matches. And then this just means the running continues to be exciting. So I'm happy for that.
Yeah, I guess on one hand, like you kind of want it to be decided on this like huge game, like okay, the winner takes all kind of thing, and it seems a bit anticlimactic. Okay, now we'll go to the last 7 games against teams that are not really fighting for anything. Then it's like okay, who will slip up? Maybe neither. Is that really going to be a I don't know exciting end of the season? We don't know. But I guess of course in terms of stats, this is the first time this season that Man City have dropped points after taking the lead. It has been 23 games since they've done that. So of course, I guess have to give credit to some players who especially did very well. I guess Kevin De Bruyne, of course. I don't know if he's man of the match, but for me, I think it's not as if I didn't watch Man City for quite a long time, but I'm still very impressed with his form these few games or so. 6 goals in the last 6 games. But I guess even though Man City did dominate the first half and all that, Liverpool, especially with their front three, you will always worry that just give them one chance, they'll be able to score just like that. And Jota did show that, of course, with Liverpool's first equalizer. Does this result change your impression that maybe this is Man City's title to lose?
No, like it's always been like that. But I thought all this while they've been looking forward to this game. So as long as they pass this test, probably the title is theirs, I feel.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think in the future, right, like maybe the Premier League can be a bit more smart. Maybe put this as the first game and put this as the last game.
I mean,
No, I mean, it's a good way to earn money, to be honest. Fan service a bit.
okay, fan service. Okay, yeah, but what if, I mean, okay, Man City-Liverpool nowadays seem to be quite the front two contenders for the title. But, imagine like at the start of the season, all the Man U fans all going crazy about Cristiano Ronaldo, then put Man City, Man U at the last game of the season, it means nothing. But
Including me,
yeah.
top 4 Man U. Ayo, fuck lah.
Who knows, that might still happen. But I guess in terms of like this rivalry between Man City and Liverpool, a lot of people in the media, I guess, has been talking about it. We're not people in the media, but we try to pretend like we are. So have to ask Robin, how does this Man City-Liverpool rivalry compare to like past top 2 rivalries?
No, I don't think their rivalry is as strong as the previous generations of teams. Partly because now it's very cordial, it's very professional. After the match, everybody's like bros lah, like everyone's friends. Last time you can expect fights and red cards, that kind of thing. So it's a very different spice to the rivalry. Like when you say rivalry, you're really in for a fight, a real good match in the rough sense. So I think depends on what you consider rivalry. Now it's just footballing quality. The rivalry is really, really probably at its peak, and it's shown by the points totals, goals scored and conceded. So in that sense, the rivalry is very strong. But I think I prefer the old school rivalry where they really legit hate each other, that kind of thing.
Okay. So what's your favorite rivalry though?
This is tough. Probably like Man U-Liverpool. I think that one is really quite intense. Was it Scholes, the one who got like subbed on? That's Gerrard. Yeah, subbed on and red card immediately. That kind of nonsense that happens. Yeah, it's damn entertaining to watch.
Yeah. But I don't know, it feels like in recent memory or like in the past, when we watch football, like the Liverpool-Man U rivalry a bit not as intense as the other rivalries already. Like you can't really peg a manager to Liverpool, right? That is like, well, you can see him always fighting against Man U because Liverpool has like so many managers. It's always like Mourinho, Wenger, and Alex Ferguson. It's like these three are always up to like their nonsense. See, Mourinho can understand, but I don't know why Wenger like gonna trigger by all of them also. He like quite nice one usually.
Yeah.
But I thought it's usually Mourinho calling him names and all that, they gonna drag into it and they end up fighting on the touchline and all that.
That's why the mind games work.
Yeah. He also always fight the Alex Ferguson, no man. For like random stuff.
He used to. When he was younger, I guess.
Alright, like Roy Keane and Vieira rivalry is good. Then like Drogba and Jens Lehmann, that kind of thing. Wow, that was fun times.
I don't think Manjun will say that the biggest rivalry is Man U-Newcastle. That'll be too far back.
Oh, that's too.
Sunderland.
It's a disaster rivalry. If it's even one, always lose one, yeah. Rain Rooney go, Chikarita go. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess maybe in terms of like, I also feel like even though this Liverpool-Man City rivalry like is interesting, it always promises a good game and all that. I don't know. Seems like you're missing a bad guy. And you know what they always say, it takes a good bad guy to bring out the true rivalry, the true plots between two rivals. Yeah. So I always used to hate Man U, and that I think it's missing that team that you like to hate. Yeah, Liverpool, Man City, both lukewarm to me. So like, okay, didn't really like. Of course, it's an exciting game, but you don't feel quite so strongly about who wins and all that. So yeah, maybe hopefully there's a low key hoping that Man U eventually end up being quite competitive. But anyway, we'll be looking at, of course, we've mentioned Liverpool, Man U. I guess this episode we mix it up a bit. We'll do preview, then we do predictions. So there's of course the upcoming Liverpool versus Manchester United game in midweek. Given how Man U were against Everton, probably this isn't going to be the big game most people think it is. So we'll start with Robin. Like in terms of this game, easy Liverpool win.
Yeah, I think so. It has to be. Man U are just so bad, and Liverpool is just too good. Yeah, I don't see any way Man U are going to get a result.
I mean, I honestly, I didn't think that it will come to this level. Like, they'll be as bad as they are. Like, so can foresee them not even winning a game, to be honest, for the rest of the season. It's that bad. It's that bad. It's this how much they disappoint me. Simple test can't even pass. Yeah, so yeah. I would think probably Liverpool, easy Liverpool winner. Yeah, there's probably a 1% in me that feels like maybe Man U will turn up, but no way in hell lah. Can't even go to Goodison and get a fucking point. So I think, I think a bit easy Man U. So sorry. I think a bit easy Man U loss. Easy Liverpool win.
Okay, can. I don't know if anyone wants to add any analysis on top of that for the Liverpool Man U.
I don't know. It feels like Man U is never an easy game for Liverpool. No matter how good or bad their form is.
Okay lah, it's a brand name lah, so you can't just like, it's not like Norwich, that kind of thing. So
yeah, and they still have dangerous players. They can still score goals if you give them, if you don't defend properly and all that. It's not like one of the smaller teams, but like they confirm no chance on like Burnley or don't know what. Like you give them chance, they also don't have the people available to score goals or win games. At least Man U is like they still have a Ronaldo there that can pop out with a goal once in a while if you afford him a chance. And I'm afraid that it'll be a bit like the Gerrard sleep season. Chelsea has nothing to play for already. They're also not doing well that season. Then they just like come and screw us over for no reason. And then, like...
I think a bit different. That season, I think Chelsea did still finish third.
I don't know. It feels like it's a similar sort of situation. A bit. It's like they really nothing much to play for already. Then it's just like to stick it to the rivals only, right? You're just like,
I guess
you're not gonna win, but you're not gonna win the title anyways. So I don't know. I'm afraid that things like this will happen, and this kind of rivalry things. I mean, I'm still gonna predict a win for Liverpool. I think no one will even predict a draw for this game, but there's a slight chance of a banana skin here. Like out of the 7 games, this is like maybe the second hardest one behind the first one. I'm going to go for a conservative 2-0.
I'll go for more. I think I'll go 3-0.
Oh, silly.
Okay. Manjun, this was 5-0 in the corresponding fixture.
Oh, are you fucking serious? Oh,
the game that got Oli sacked, is it?
No. That was the game after Watford got Oli sacked.
I was going to go quite conservative until you reminded me about that score. Okay lah. I mean, I go for 3-1 lah.
Oh, okay. So at least Man U to score. I also think maybe Man U will score, but I'm going to go. This is Liverpool at home, right? 4-1 Liverpool. Okay. We'll talk about Man U a little bit. Yeah, we've skipped on them a few episodes already, so why not? Since this week it seems like they're close to appointing Erik ten Hag as manager. Have to ask Manjun. I don't think anybody will say that they're Eredivisie expert here, but close enough lah. You watch Bundesliga, whatever lah.
I never have watched a game in my life, but okay.
Okay. Have to ask Manjun. If it's really Erik ten Hag, good appointment.
I mean, I don't know. From what I read, it's like he's good at developing young players, but doesn't seem like the Man U way of doing things lah. For now, they're like a commercial team, we just buy players.
Okay. So now you're quoting Louis van Gaal.
Yeah lah. Hey, really, I said that. Great minds think alike. Okay, then anyway. No, it doesn't suit their ways. Let's say Ronaldo is still there, then he's gonna get the man fired. I feel.
Okay.
So random.
Too many oldies in the club, I think will get the man fired if he's only good at like developing young players. So, I mean, there's every chance that he could screw up. I mean, the Eredivisie is not the Premier League.
I still remember this, that when it was initially they were bringing in Ralph Rangnick in for the interim role, we were all a little bit scared and all that. Are you going to be as scared with Erik ten Hag though?
I don't think so, but it's not because it's not good or anything, but it's just because the Man U job is like so bad. Feels like no matter who takes over, like unless he plays a revolutionary role like Klopp for Liverpool, right? Like no one's gonna turn that shit around. Yeah, so they're a bit on not really a very big downward spiral. It's a bit like Arsenal like that. Like even no matter how well Arteta does or any of the coach does, right? It's like eventually they will like regress to the mean and then like go back to it's like they have like bright spots here and there throughout the season, right? But they always will regress back to like where they, I guess, are. So, and even Klopp took like so long to change things at Liverpool.
How far do you think Man U are from like competing for a title?
Wow.
Next year.
Yeah, very, very far away. Like, not only are their players mentally a bit off, their coaching situation also needs to be sorted out. So I think they are due for such a major overhaul that is probably like 4-5 years away, to be honest. Yeah, they have no one really world class in their prime. I mean, would you consider Pogba, Bruno Fernandes? They can't do it on their own also. The whole back line is probably trash by now. Yeah, central midfield also, so much work needs to be done. And that's crazy lah. Yeah, and your captain is the laughing stock. So things doesn't really go well for Man United anytime soon. Whoever they bring in will need quite a bit of time and money to win something again.
Win something again. I guess they can always win the Europa League or the Conference League.
Yeah, conference.
I think it's 7th now.
Oh, yeah, they're in 7, right? Smack in 7. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
they are.
So we now we know what's the real reason behind forming this Conference League, to give Man U a competition to qualify for.
Oh, freaking Ronaldo in the Conference League. Yeah.
Traveling to like Turkey or
To fucking go Cyprus to play a fucking game.
Usually, I think we won't bother doing this game, but why not, just for fun? Man U will be facing Norwich City on Easter Saturday. Any chance of Man U not taking all 3 points here? Manjun did say it's possible Man U might not win any game until the end of the season. Are you going to stick by that?
I feel Norwich 2 clean sheets in the last 2 games, so anything is possible, to be honest. You never see this kind of fucking this kind of performance from Norwich before. Yeah. I think I watched a bit of the Norwich and Burnley also, some fucking Sunday. I watched it lah. Hey, not bad, not gonna lie. Burnley did nothing. Yeah, and I didn't know Timo Pukki was so like great with his feet. So apparently he does more than just scoring headers and shit lah. But I don't think so. Norwich playing at home? Oh no, even worse. Okay, I don't think so lah. Yeah, I don't think so. I think Norwich put up a great fight lah at the end of the season to show that they still got some liao. But I think it's too late now. So probably going for a Man U easy win lah.
Okay. How easy is it? Easy win?
Maybe 1-0 lah. I go for 1-0 Man U.
Doesn't sound like easy win.
Can't expect much from Man U lah.
Okay. Who to score? Just for fun.
Probably Harry Maguire. Yeah. Okay. Who to score? Maybe McTominay lah. Probably people like that.
Okay, why not?
Yeah.
Fred lah. Fred doing well recently.
Yeah, probably one of his central midfielders lah.
Is Fred injured? He might be here.
Wow.
I think he never
Yeah,
played.
that's very injured. That's it.
Wow, huge goal for Man U.
Yeah. I think 2-0 Man U.
Yeah, I would go 2-1 Man U.
I'm also going to go 2-1 because I think Norwich will make them shit their balls for a bit.
Yeah.
Why not Timo Pukki to score? Okay, in terms of the other big game of the upcoming weeks, of course, we have Chelsea against Arsenal. It's a London derby. And I guess a bit more significance, not really significance in the top 4 race, because I think Chelsea are now quite safe already because of Arsenal losing back-to-back games against Crystal Palace and Brighton. Last week, we were still saying, it's a blip against Crystal Palace. I don't know if 2 games now count as a blip.
Momentum is firmly on Spurs' side. And I never watched Arsenal's game, but apparently, like one of my friends who did said they were really, really poor. I think because of their fullbacks being injured, Tomiyasu and Tierney both out. So they had no width whatsoever. So they were very easy to play against. And then their left back was like Xhaka. So that's brilliant. Right. So I think, in this stage of the season, when you're pushing for top 4, Arsenal looks to be in a very dangerous spot. So I think Spurs are very much favourites for top 4 now after that round of fixtures last week. But then again, I don't discount Arsenal's ability to, spring up a surprise result, especially against Chelsea. Although I'm hoping big time that doesn't happen. Yeah, if Arsenal loses against Chelsea, I think that's it. Right? They are probably fifth position.
I think probably lah. Like Spurs has never been this kind of form the whole season. So I think they probably will maintain it lah. So their run of games also is very difficult. I mean, they have a game against Arsenal lah, but I don't think if the gap is too big, I think probably also doesn't really matter lah by then.
Quite a lot of injuries in all the key positions though. I think Thomas Partey was out, right? Maybe until the end of the season. And then they never replaced Aubameyang also. So, which, I mean, some of the fans are complaining now lah. But, I mean, no one was complaining when they were winning games, right? They'll be like, it's the right decision. Then, like, they never bring in anyone, but never mind because they can develop Saka and Emil Smith Rowe and Odegaard, right? But then the moment something goes wrong, then they're like, oh yeah, should have done this, should have done that. So I think unlucky on Arsenal's part that they are getting so many injuries in this crucial moment. And just nice Spurs taking off also. But I see, but because of that, I see quite a easy win for Chelsea actually.
I think it depends on the Southampton game the Arsenal have against Southampton.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So imagine if they lose that, I think that's it. The one you play this game, yeah. So but assuming they win convincingly at St. Mary's, I think I'm gonna go for a draw. Yeah, actually. I don't think it's so convincing. I think we'll really go for a draw. May I go for 1-1?
Chelsea win 2-1.
Maybe 3-1 Chelsea.
I'll be much more conservative and go for a 1-0 Chelsea win.
I don't know if you want to do Southampton Arsenal since Manjun mentioned it.
Not really, I think. But it does seem the kind of game that maybe Southampton might just pull out a fucking shit out of the head. I don't know. Unlikely given their form, unlikely but I mean they have done crazier stuff.
Yeah, because they already on the beach, they don't care already.
Yeah, and before that they always bounce back after a big spanking one. Around the season. So
right. Then Hazelwood will come out and say, "Oh, that's a fucking reaction from the 0 testing."
They kinda spank, then they go back and reflect, and then suddenly I don't know, then they found themselves or something like that.
Okay. Finding part of themselves. Okay. In terms of finding part of themselves, Frank Lampard definitely found a part of himself. He found the balls back.
Yes. Let's go, Super Frank.
After the midweek defeat to Burnley, I think if we had recorded right after that, right, we'll be saying, "Oh, Everton gone already." But Everton not beat Man U. So I guess in terms of the upcoming fixture, Everton not easy. It's against Leicester. Everton don't have an easy run in, but already building up a 4-point gap over the bottom three. It looks like maybe the relegation race is already done.
I don't think so. I mean, it sucks to feel that way, but I don't think so. I personally don't think so, really. I think still 8 games, right? It's still more than enough for Burnley or Watford to catch up.
Okay.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't think too much into the Everton's win also, to be honest. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think it was a Frank Lampard masterclass. I think it just happens to that Man U didn't turn out. So Everton fans, I wouldn't be too happy just yet. I think Leicester will prove a tougher test then.
Yeah, especially now with I know you're a big fan of double-barreled names, especially now with the emergence of Kieran Dewsbury-Hall.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, 1 goal, 1 assist from someone many people have known. I didn't hear of him before, but yeah. Although I think we probably have to report a crime. It looks like he's stolen James Maddison's identity. He looks exactly the same.
Vegas, yeah. Yeah, Dewsbury-Hall. Oh yeah, actually a bit similar now I mention it. But I don't think he has played very well also this season, Dewsbury-Hall.
Oh, is it?
Like he's very hyped for the whole season because he's like a young player. He's from the academy, those kind of bullshit.
Yeah, he's one of our own.
Consistent.
Yeah.
Occasional good games.
Yeah, occasional good games. I still think Conor Gallagher is better.
Of course.
I mean, Conor Gallagher is what? In his like 2nd or 3rd season already.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.
But then Dewsbury-Hall is older.
Really? Oh, really?
Yeah, Dewsbury-Hall is like not say very young. I think 23, 24 years old.
Oh, wow.
Are you sure or not? 23?
Actually, like he has been in the first team for some time. Just never play only,
I guess we can start the predictions. Everton, Leicester, we can start with Manju.
I mean, you do have a game before that. But I don't want to...
Do they have a game before that?
Yeah.
Newcastle, Leicester.
So.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. We'll do Everton, Leicester first.
Yeah, I mean, just for the fun of it, I'll say Leicester win both games. By the same margin. I think both is 2-1.
Okay, Newcastle, Leicester, I'll just go for a draw, like 1-1. Random scoreline. But Everton, Leicester, wow, I'm quite worried for Frank again. Like if he loses this, then it could really be spiraling into relegation. Because their next 2 games is like Liverpool and Chelsea. So I feel like Everton has to win this.
Chelsea can afford to give him the 3 points.
No. Yeah, otherwise Everton will always be hoping for Burnley to keep losing, which may not happen. Yeah, but okay, I'll just go with my heart and say Everton win 1-0 again. One magical result.
I don't know. I think Leicester, Newcastle is like quite a toss-up. Like both sides also not very consistent. I think on any day they could, like, any of those sides can beat each other. I'm just gonna go draw 1-1. Everton, Leicester. I think Leicester will win. Everton, despite the win against Man U, they were still not in a very good form. So I think it'll be 2-1 Leicester.
Nobody has predicted a Newcastle win for amongst any of us, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to make it a full house of nobody predicting Newcastle to beat Leicester. I'm going to go 1-1 Newcastle Leicester. Same for Everton Leicester, also 1-1. Yeah, I think Everton's slightly better home form. I think their away form is atrocious. As the only person who watched the entire game, you have to ask Manjun, what happened between Watford versus Leeds?
I'm like basically I think Watford only passed like 50% successfully rate, like their success rate. Like it seems like they played like the league was out of their depth. I don't know why. Yeah. Then it's always a question to me why who's their manager again? Oh yeah, it's Roy Hodgson. Yeah, like why does he always start Joao Pedro?
Okay.
I don't know why. I mean, there's Dennis on the bench. There's Josh King on the bench. These are proven players, but he chose to start Joao Pedro, who's a liability, I'm sorry, on the fucking pitch. Because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So yeah.
At the start of the season, you would never have said that, you would have rather started Josh King.
You can't
Dennis was damn hot for a while.
Yeah.
I'll stick to what I already say. You cannot win anything with kids, so you shouldn't start Joao Pedro. Like, you should still go for the experience of Josh King. Yeah. But what's more concerning is how much weight Roy Hodgson has lost over the past few weeks. You see him, right? Sunny's so skinny. What the fuck, man? Like, this job really takes a toll. I still think he should have taken up this job. Really ruined his legacy, to be honest.
That's true. Yeah.
So, really, he got legacy, eh?
He's the only one who has, like, amongst that gang who really preserved his never getting relegated.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be this year.
Yeah.
Ayo.
Unfortunately, another one bites the dust. Sam Allardyce went down to West Brom, that's the end. Alan Pardew went down to West Brom, that's the end. Maybe Roy Hodgson next.
I mean, not like he has anything else left. He literally want to retire. They dragged him out of retirement. Half dead already then. Like.
I think he should just find some medical reason to just zao halfway. Just leave halfway. So it'll not be him.
The last game, Last game,
my chest pain. I quit today.
So yeah, Thomas Frank of course caught last week's 4-1 win over Chelsea. I'll keep mentioning that. As the best result of Brentford's history. Brentford, of course, have 40% of their points from London derbies. So unfortunately, it's against Watford this weekend. Yeah, I guess have to ask Robin, Watford against Brentford should be a Brentford win.
Yeah, it should be. Just look at form, the way they play, manager, everything points to a Brentford win. Yeah, I don't see how Watford can get anything out of this. 2-0 Brentford.
I think same after Manjun gave such a damning review of Watford. You trust our relegation specialists.
Probably go for 2-0 Brentford.
I guess in terms of the championship, Fulham lost 3-1 against Coventry. First time we've lost by 2 goals this season. So
also high standards.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not bad.
And of course, interestingly enough, Mitrovic, this is the first opponent that he's not scored against in the league. So, Coventry somehow maybe our bogey team. Luckily, they're not coming up. So, why not ask Manjun, who do you think will be coming up based on like the top 6? I think maybe still top 8 or top 10 are still in the running also.
Yeah, I think so. Top 9 also. Top 9, I would say. Even include Millwall. Yeah, to me, Fulham and Bournemouth confirm go up.
Okay.
But it's who I want to see go up.
Okay.
Confirm not Sheffield United, but fuck them.
Yeah.
Confirm not Huddersfield. Maybe not Luton. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't help with the brand of the league.
Underdog already.
Yeah, it doesn't help with the brand of the league. I think Forest would be nice. I mean, I think in our era, we haven't seen the Forest. But we have seen the Blackburn, we have seen the Middlesbrough. So I think Forest would be nice.
But yeah, I guess the fairy tale for Wayne Rooney is slowly coming to an end. It looks like Derby are not going to make it. Running out of games already. In fact, actually, if everything goes to plan, it will be Derby against Fulham that will send us up and send them down. So I don't know if that's good. Knowing us, we'll probably lose to them. But yeah, to keep it going for another game. But yeah, look, also the 100 points probably not going to happen. Now the max we can get is 101.
Oh, can lah. Means you can't drop any points at all.
Correct lah. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
But the important thing is whether Mitrovic can hit 50 goals or not.
Cannot lah.
Important thing.
I don't know how many goals he scored. Let me see.
I think it's 38 now or 39.
38? How many games left?
Wow, 6.
6 games left. He scored 2 goals again.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's already a record-breaking season for him. Is there anything else? Do you want to talk about the Champions League? Robin, of course, staying up for the Real Madrid game.
Are you though?
Hoping for the best.
Are you really?
I'll try lah. I don't know if I can wake up, but I'm hopeful after the 6-0.
If you stay up to watch another Benzema hat-trick, how's yeah?
Then it's okay. I'll respect the guy. He's the best striker right now, man. He's so damn good.
Benzema has his own 6-0 against Chelsea. If that's
Then okay lah. Then okay. Then they deserve to win. Okay.
The winner of Chelsea Real Madrid will be facing Man City.
I'm not sure actually.
No, they're facing the Liverpool, I think. No, man.
Oh, is it?
I think they're facing. No, Yeah, they're facing Man City.
It's Man City.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it's Liverpool, Villarreal.
Well, easy game lah.
Lewandowski will hat-trick just cause you say that.
Sure, for sure.
Probably.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, lor. Villarreal, yeah.
But you watch the highlights, right? It could have been like quite bad for Bayern. If you watch the highlights.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it could be like 4-0, 5-0.
Yeah, Villarreal were very good on the day.
Unai Emery, young enough for a comeback.
He deserves something good. More than Europa.
Yeah, he really mastered the Europa. So this is the next logical step up.
Yeah.
Hopefully you've enjoyed our roundup of course match week 33. So even though we know nothing
That's it, I'm not rusty.
We know
already. What is it actually? Manjo, do you remember?
Even though we know nothing.
Hopefully today you've learned something. Okay,
Yes.
bye-bye.
Oh, Lord.